Hello, I'm Julia from Eastside Community Heritage, and in this video I'm interviewing Kareem and Louise from the AbFab Youth Club. Now, apologies in advance, the quality of this video is variable. Unfortunately, a cupboard fell down during the interview, our video recording equipment broke, and so did our audio equipment. However, Kareem's story is incredibly powerful, and we really appreciate him sharing his experiences with us. As you listen to Kareem's story, I want you to think about a few questions. Firstly, what does disability mean to you? Secondly, why are inclusive spaces for young people so important? Thirdly, what stops many young people with disabilities from reporting bullying? Kareem, you're our main person that we're going to be interviewing today. Louise, we know you from AbFab, of course. I wonder if you could tell us your age and a little bit about yourself.
I'm 17 and I go to college. I'm studying animation and games design level 3, and yeah, I really enjoy it. And I'm a member of AbFab.
Okay. How long have you been a member of AbFab?
Yeah, 3 years.
I wonder if you could tell us what disability means to you.
It means that, personally to me, it means if you're disabled to do something, either physically, mentally, etc.
What does it mean to you, Louise?
Similar to Kareem, in the fact that there might be barriers in the way of them achieving their potential or outcome. So it's for youth clubs like ourselves to see that potential in a young person and promote it, so maybe through resilience, through confidence, communication skills. There's a variety of different barriers that could be in the way, so we are trying to knock down the barriers.
Could you explain to us what an invisible disability is and how it differs from a visible disability?
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, if something's invisible, you're unable to see it. So, like, for example, I have an invisible disability. I have hydrocephalus, which is quite hard to explain. It's also called spina bifida, but I'm not really going to get into it because I'm not sure if I have enough time. But my invisible disability is hydrocephalus, where, like, as a baby, there was too much, like, spinal fluid in my head, and they had to drain it out with something called a venous shunt. And yeah, ever since then, I haven't really noticed it as much, but here and there I get reminded that I do have hydrocephalus.
So a visible disability is something that people can see?
Yeah, like, I'm not sure if autism is one, but possibly.
What do you think, Louise, would be the difference between a visible and invisible disability?
It's when you first look at someone, if you distinctively can see they potentially have a disability, something like Down syndrome or cerebral palsy. Autism, potentially, because there's traits they might have, like they might present flapping or eye fluttering, but sometimes not, because they can calmly sit on a bus and you would never know. So that's the difference. An invisible one, you just don't know unless you really meet the person. But even then, you sometimes just cannot tell.
So you can't. Can you always tell if someone's got a disability just by looking at them?
No.
Can you tell if someone's got a disability by talking to them?
No.
So it actually just depends on kind of the context, and sometimes if they decide to tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you usually tell people that you have an invisible disability?
If I had invisibility.
Invisibility would be great, wouldn't it?
Not really, unless to be honest, I need to know a person for at least 2 years before I can, like, open up to them fully. But if I just, like, maybe for the first month, I'd make you aware that I have hydrocephalus, but I wouldn't tell you the full story and open up.
Louise, do you find that most people want to talk about their disability?
No, not really. Not many have the confidence to discuss their disabilities, and they might not even understand their disability. That sometimes is a barrier as well. They don't really understand why they feel this way or why their body reacts this way to certain things. They don't understand it, so they can't process it to then discuss it. But some just don't have the confidence to confide in people.
Our conference is about bullying, but it's also about well-being. We know that bullying can have a really, really bad effect on people's self-esteem. What advice do you have for other young people with disabilities about looking after themselves and about feeling good?
Yeah, well, I have been bullied most of my life, like through primary and about 3 years of secondary school. So for anyone who is getting bullied, I'd just tell you to like let someone know, like as soon as possible, an adult like that you trust, like a parent or a teacher. And if the problem persists, then just keep at it, like keep telling people until it's solved. And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much what I did for the past 3 years, because what I went through was not really a good experience, especially like when I'm trying to learn and you just have like a kid in the back of the class just throwing stuff at you. It's not a good feeling.
Did you feel that you could report your bullying, Kareem?
Yes, but unfortunately, in my secondary, it took them a very, very, very long time for them to realize how much it was crushing me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I didn't want to come to school. Sometimes I just stay in bed and make up excuses that I'm sick. Yeah, but eventually I learned to just kind of get used to it. But I'm not sure if that's the case with other children. But that's pretty much what I did.
Was it related to disability, or was it related to difference, or?
Majority of it was. Like, I remember there was this kid, for the past 2 years of secondary, he'd call me like Metalhead and Iron Man. But then once I reached year 10 and he started calling me Iron Man, I was like, at the time, I was like really into comics, so I was like, if I'm Iron Man, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. So I just stuck with it. I was like, yeah, because Iron Man, his real name's Tony Stark. He's rich. He's like basically awesome. So I was like, okay, I'm Iron Man.
Okay. Name calling's a really common thing, isn't it? I think that a lot of people face with bullying.
Yeah, it gets to you quite a lot.
So I know reporting is one really important thing. And that, I guess, that stops bullying as well. That helps stops it, or it also creates a pattern. So schools and communities can work out what's going on and how to address it. But what about just on the inside part as a person? Like, is there things that you would say to young people who are going through and maybe they've reported bullying? Something about just how to look after themselves.
Yeah, just keep confident, keep positive, and if anyone's trying to bring you down, then just kind of flip it around and just pretend they're trying to bring you up.
Yeah.
And keep striving and plugging away at whatever you want to like achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top tips for school? What would they do to stop bullying? 2 top tips, a magic wand scenario.
Report it at all times. If the teachers don't listen to you first time, go to them again, and so on. And like I said previously, just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're in school for one reason only, and that's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so say if you want to grow up to be an actor, then do drama, and if anyone's trying to bring you down, then just say, haha, I'm gonna win an Oscar and you're not. Simple.
Okay, finally, you're an amazing role model, in my opinion.
Thank you.
You study computers, you've got a fantastic eye for design, and you did much of the artwork for our poster, which is absolutely fantastic. So your visual creativity is wonderful. Is there anything that you would give suggestions for other young people who want to actually follow in your steps?
I would say probably like apply for a lot of things, because you're bound to get at least 1 or 2, and just show them your skills. Like if you're good at ICT or good at drawing, or that's pretty much with any subject. Like if you're good at singing, then just get yourself out there and show people what you can do.
Kareem, thank you. That was absolutely invaluable. We really appreciate it. See you later. Thanks, Louise.